up there, and I think apologies are in order.
Okay, we admit it. We tricked you into doing our projects for us.
Yep.
This is the first I'm hearing of this.
We
Nothing,
knew you did
watching
all the
TV,
work if
what's
you
up?
thought you were competing with each other. So I told you I thought Claire was helping Luke, and then you
Tuesday,
called
Wednesday,
Claire.
Thursday, what?
Involved, and
All right, here's what's going to happen. You're going to get
Yeah?
in the car, we're going to drive home, and you're each going to do your own
Maryland?
projects.
That sounds cool. Go see Eileen Jose.
this is your
Alright, sounds good.
We compete with each other.
How we
It's
getting there?
sick. It's so sick. 2 13-year-olds know how to
Oh,
take
Brandon's
advantage of
driving.
us.
Alright,
And
cool.
you know what?
I'll look in the hotels and I'll give you a call back, alright?
Dad,
Alright,
you
later.
push me into sports. You never let me win. You know that stuff. It does something to a girl.
For your information, you came out of the
Some
womb
good
like
news.
this. I'm not entirely sure there wasn't a
Looks like I'm getting my vacation after all.
If you saw that meme,
Road
why
trip,
would you discourage it?
baby!
College.
Here's the situation. We're in Ocean City, Maryland. We took a little road trip and we met a few girls. They're supposed to be heading back here tonight, and these knuckleheads behind me are playing some dizzy bat. So, in the meantime, I'm gonna cook up a little snacks, and we're gonna hang out, have a few drinks, and hopefully a pretty nice little party. Alright, we didn't have much on hand. Had some popcorn, some nuts, some marshmallows, a little cereal. So I think I'm gonna make a Fruity Pebble white chocolate crispy treat, and then a little snack mix with some Old Bay and some Parmesan. To make the Cardi C Special cocktail, add 2 ounces of cold brew coffee to your chilled old-fashioned glass, then top with a generous 4 count of coconut rum. Give a little stir there. I'm using a butter spreader, but you can use a bar spoon if you like. Top with cola and enjoy. To make our cereal treats, heat a straight-sided saute pan over medium, then add 1 stick of unsalted butter and let melt. Then add in 1 16-ounce bag of miniature marshmallows and 8 ounces or half a bag of white chocolate chips. Stir to combine and let it melt before adding in our cereal. We're using Fruity Pebbles today, 1 full box, which is 11 ounces. Stir to combine and really give it your all there. It's gonna be some sticky stuff. Then turn it out into a disposable tin like I have here and smooth it out, or you can grease a baking dish. Then set aside for half hour or refrigerate overnight before turning out and slicing. Time for the snack mix. In a small saucepan over medium heat, melt 1 stick of unsalted butter and add a generous 1/3 cup of crab boil seasoning. Has a little celery salt, some paprika, cayenne, some black pepper, a few other spices, and give it a little swirl there before adding 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. Definitely want to switch to a spoon, give that a nice big stir and let it heat through and marry. I'm using cheddar goldfish today, but you can use pizza, you can use pretzel, you can use whatever you like. About half a can of lightly salted nuts. You want to go lightly salted because of the cheese. Add a few pretzels, and then top with popcorn. You can use any proportion you like, guys. You can sub out ingredients. It's really up to you. Then add in our little butter, Old Bay, and Parmesan. Seal it up, give it a little shake, and serve. Well, looks like the girls were a no-show. but at least we got some snacks. So it's day 2 here in Ocean City. It's about 11 o'clock. The boys are still asleep. I'm gonna let them sleep in a little bit and see what the day has in store for us. Even though it was a little foggy today, the boys and I decided to check out the boardwalk, and while we were there, we came across a couple of Maryland favorites, the pit beef sandwich and Thrasher's special seasoned fries. Let's make some. To make our pit beef, generously rub down a 3 1/4 pound eye-round roast with extra virgin olive oil before turning to the rub. Add a tablespoon of seasoned salt, half a teaspoon of dried thyme leaves, half a teaspoon of onion powder, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, and pepper medley to taste. Remember, there's pepper in the seasoned salt. Now gently sprinkle on one side, sprinkle on the other. Remember, season both sides of your meat, rub it on, and then seal it up in a zip top bag like so. Perfect. Now you can either press out that air or you can use a vacuum sealer to really suck out all of that air and allow that rub to penetrate. Refrigerate overnight would be better, but a minimum of 4 hours. Okay guys, it's time for the pit beef. Now traditionally in Maryland, this is done over an open pit. That's why it's called pit beef. Now for this sandwich, we want it at medium rare to medium at most. Now, the weather's not that great. It's foggy. It looks like it's gonna rain. I don't want a chance turning my grill on, and I don't have a pit. So we're gonna take a page out of my mom's book here. She makes a really awesome roast beef with this method, and it comes out perfect every time. So we're going to take this pit beef, and we're gonna put it in the oven, and we're gonna do it roast beef style. Remove the roast from the refrigerator and pat dry with paper towels. Let come to room temperature. In a greased hotel pan, roast fat side up at 500 degrees for 20 minutes. Then back down the heat to 325 degrees for 22 to 25 minutes per pound, or until the internal temperature reaches about 140 degrees. Let rest 10 to 15 minutes before slicing thinly. Now, usually in Maryland, when you have a pit beef sandwich, it has a spread on it known as tiger sauce. Now, it's mayonnaise based and has a lot of zing to it. And that zing comes from horseradish, sometimes a little hot mustard, a little bit of cayenne, but you really can kind of make it your own. Here's my interpretation. Add 2 heaping tablespoons of mayonnaise to your work bowl. I'm using light mayo, but you can certainly use full fat if you have it. Then add equal parts prepared horseradish, like so. Then a teaspoon of hot mustard. I'm using the Chinese hot mustard today. It's about 2 packets. Then press out that lemon and cut it in half. We only want half the lemon juice today. The other half we can reserve for maybe some lemon wheels for iced tea. Then a generous pinch of salt, garlic powder to taste, some pepper medley, and a pinch of cayenne just for a little pop. Give it a stir like so. Time to assemble that pit beef sandwich, and we're starting with the traditional roll for this kind of sandwich, which is a Kaiser roll. Slathering on about a tablespoon of tiger sauce on either side before stacking it high with the thinly sliced pit beef that we did in the oven. And then we're going to put on some raw red onion for a little bit of crunch and some heat before slamming down that top bun and giving it a slice in half. I don't know about you, but my mouth is watering right now. Since every sandwich needs a side, we're going to pair 2 Maryland classics together. Along with our pit beef, we're serving Thrasher's Boardwalk fries. Here's how you make them. Traditionally, these fries are double fried in peanut oil, but today, we're going to bake them. Cut the ends off of 4 skin-on russet potatoes so they will stand upright on your cutting board. Cut into 1/4-inch planks, turn on their sides, and cut into sticks. If you are not confident in your knife skills, you can certainly purchase a French fry cutter available at a kitchenware store. Rinse in cold water until the starch is removed and the water is clear. You should change it about 2 or 3 times. Then add about 3 generous pinches of salt and a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar to the potatoes and water and let stand for a ½ hour before draining onto some paper towels with a spider strainer. Fold paper towels over, really press out that liquid. Then put back into a clean bowl, toss with olive oil and sea salt, a little Salt Bae action there, a nice big toss, put onto a greased baking sheet, and roast in a 450-degree oven for about 45 minutes. Toss with some extra apple cider vinegar, give it a nice big stir, and plate it up. As that these fries are a lot like pub chips. They don't get ketchup. There are 2 ways to start something in Maryland. Say Cal Ripken Jr. is overrated and put ketchup on these boardwalk fries. Just don't do it. Thanks for joining me this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. This was a really fun one for me, and my batteries are recharged and I'm ready to face the week. As always, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram, same name, As You Eat It, and now you can join me on Facebook, the same name, As You Eat It. And remember, cook how you want to cook, eat how you want to eat, travel how you want to travel, eat as you eat it. See you next week.